George Russell is having the best year of his life in Formula One to date, but incredibly, he does not even have a contract arranged for 2026. This bizarre situation has had the F1 paddock abuzz with rumor. Fans can't help but wonder the question, what's happening behind the scenes at Mercedes? Is Toto Wolff positioning for a future that is not with Russell? And is he plotting a surprise switch for Max Verstappen? Russell's performances to date this year have been nothing short of breathtaking, positioning him to match, if not surpass, his breakthrough 2022 season, with a win, a string of podiums, and a solid foundation in the championship fight. In fact, he's even better placed than that because he is hitting top gear now. There is the impression that Russell is at his best, and he has certainly filled the gap left by Lewis Hamilton, especially after the veteran changed teams to Ferrari in a big-money switch. Despite Hamilton's exit, Russell has justified his position with his dominant drive to 2025 and his scintillating pace in the latter half of 2024, particularly in contrast to his rookie teammate Kimi Antonelli. Yet all this aside, the big question is, why is Russell, when at his best, still a free agent on the eve of next season? It's an unusual situation, considering he should be a shoo-in for an extension with Mercedes. But here's the thing, Russell doesn't have all of the bargaining chips. In reality, he's a spectator to all this negotiating, as Mercedes' fluctuating interest in Max Verstappen has them playing catch-up with Toto Wolff. Russell himself is keeping his cool. "I'm not anxious about next year whatsoever," he states confidently. "I know I'll be on the grid. I'm in a good position. No rush for a contract. We want to win together," he says, referencing his commitment of unwavering conviction to Mercedes. Wolff, in turn, has downplayed any drama. "It's not like there's this huge political maneuver going on," he assures, implying that the delay is simply a sign of Russell's growing importance to the sport. With that comes negotiations on his contract. Mercedes do have a history of running overhauls into the later months of the season, and in this instance, they are no exception. But the history of delays, specifically with Hamilton's deals, raises a lingering cloud of doubt. Mercedes apparently has set an interim timeline to get things in motion after the triple header of races over June and July. But Wolff is wary not to set an exact date, realizing that premature deadlines might put unnecessary pressure. The speculation is that Mercedes will wait until Russell's home race in early July at Silverstone to finalize the deal. But this is the catch. Previous contract extensions with Mercedes were never rushed. So then, why is this one any different? Looking back, Russell's contract extensions were always finalized towards the end of the summer, September 2021 for 2022 to 2023, and August 2023 for 2024 to 2025. Hamilton's contracts historically always tended to arrive in just about the same fashion, typically in July or August. So while it may be a bit nervy for fans, the truth is this: it's literally a matter of when, not if. This is a bond that runs deep after all. While Russell has easily gone around making hypotheses with other franchises about his future, none of those have gotten together to make any kind of concrete offers. Mercedes, his people, and crew are all informed about any genuine interest from other competition, and according to Russell himself, there has not been any. "I'm not talking to anyone else," he maintains. "I've been very vocal about what I intend to do. I wish to stay with Mercedes. They gave me the opportunity, and I owe it to them." But that is where the rub lies. Not all the suitors have closed the door completely. Aston Martin continues to be mentioned in the rumor mill, and Russell has even been named as a standby option for McLaren or Red Bull if they need to swap. So Mercedes have the advantage, but the door is not closed. Far from it, just not actually wide open. Bull if either of their drivers leave, and he will not go near a team like Alpine, which is currently in last place, despite its potential to develop as a Mercedes customer. Next year, Russell's top focus is Mercedes, and Mercedes is aware of this. This gives a considerable advantage to a squad that has traditionally done its business in the second part of the year. It also received a preview of its possibly big driver future when Russell and Antonelli shared the podium for the first time in Canada. We're getting a result like today. Both junior drivers from Mercedes were both doing the job in terms of performance. Russell commented on the race afterwards, "Why would you want to change something that's working?" So Mercedes could reveal George Russell's new deal during the British Grand Prix. According to reports, Russell has had a great start to the Formula One 2025 season, culminating in his fourth career victory at last weekend's Canadian Grand Prix in Montreal. Russell leads the Drivers' Championship behind the powerful McLaren team of Oscar Piastri and Lando Norris and the reigning four-time world champion Max Verstappen. Despite his excellent start to the season, in which he has outscored rookie teammate Andrea Kimi Antonelli by 63 points, Russell's future remains unknown as his current contract expires at the end of the season. Mercedes has been linked with a move for Verstappen over the last year, with Russell considering a number of other alternatives for F12,026. Russell was even seen speaking with McLaren officials Zach Brown and Andrea Steller in the paddock at the season-opening Australian Grand Prix in March before embracing Alpine executive advisor Flavio Briatore at the next event in China. According to reports, Russell also held informal negotiations with Red Bull team principal Christian Horner in April after openly expressing interest in hiring the British driver last season. Recently, Aston Martin has emerged as another possible destination for Russell, with the team apparently showing interest in the four-time race winner. Russell has stated repeatedly that his top priority is to stay with Mercedes for the F1 2026 season, when significant modifications to the chassis and engine rules might resurrect the Brackley-based team as a title contender. And it has been speculated that a decision on Russell's future is imminent, with an announcement from Mercedes expected within the next 2 weeks. According to respected German journal Otto Motorsport, the team could wait until the weekend of Russell's home event, the British Grand Prix at Silverstone on July 6, to formalize his new contract. Teams often wait until a driver's home race to announce a contract extension in order to get the most exposure. Russell's last contract extension with Mercedes was revealed on the eve of the 2023 Italian Grand Prix at Monza, on the same day that the team announced a new 2-year contract for then-teammate Lewis Hamilton. Hamilton did not see the end of that deal after the 7-time world champion activated a break clause just 5 months later to force through his move to Ferrari for F1 2026. Russell said after his victory in Canada last weekend that he is pretty relaxed about his future with Mercedes. When asked how his victory would influence Mercedes' decision, he replied, "It doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt at all. But as I've said many times, I'm not concerned at all about next year. I know I'm going to be on the grid next year. I feel that I'm driving better than ever. I still feel I've got more in the tank. I feel ready to fight for a world championship. And I think results like today, results like Bahrain this year, when we got half a chance of a good result, we're there to take it. I'm pretty relaxed, just enjoying the moment, enjoying my racing, and just taking it week by week. I'm not talking with anybody else in any teams who have shown interest. I have been quite open to say my intentions are to stay with Mercedes. That has always been clear. I am loyal to Mercedes. They gave me this chance to get into Formula One. There haven't been any hard feelings with any of the talks that have been going around, especially around Max, because like I said on numerous times, why wouldn't teams be interested in Max? If every driver had no contracts for next year, Max would be number one for every single team, and that's understandable. Ultimately, there are 2 seats for every race team. I knew if I continue to perform as I'm doing, my position would not be under threat whatsoever, so I feel in a good place. We're in no rush to do contract negotiations. We want to win together. Especially Kimi and I being teammates now, we're getting a result like today. Both junior drivers from Mercedes. We're both doing the job in terms of performance. Why would you want to change something that's working? At last month's Monaco Grand Prix, Mercedes team manager Toto told the media that Russell's new contract may be signed before the summer break. When asked if Russell will have to wait until September for a new contract, Wolff responded, Definitely not that long. George and I are totally clear of how this is going to go, and there is 100% alignment. There is no such thing as dragging this on because that's not what we do. So, what do you think? Will Russell stay? Or will he have to make way for Verstappen if Red Bull's performances keep dropping? And could the deciding factor be the fact that Russell takes over P3 in the championship, causing Verstappen to use his clause and leave to Mercedes? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below.